Oh! I'm gonna die. He's down. All right, I gotta go in the kitchen.
Do you have any family members with emotional issues, psychiatric issues, or substance use?
My mom and dad cook, and they get me whatever I want to eat.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Now.
How y'all doing?
It's just been a lot harder. Me and Christian have been fighting a lot.
Okay, sweetie, I'm gonna send it up.
Alrighty. My mom or dad will make me a plate. I worry about...
Why don't you say, can you give me a soda and my phone? And one time,
216 pounds. I had lost over 400 pounds, and I was so proud of myself.
This Chad gave up on himself.
Therapy and keep losing some weight. And hopefully we get to some point that you have some stability in your life.
Yes, I am.
Not gonna be.
Stephen Asante. Appearing on My 600 Pound Life was not Stephen Asante's first affair with media. In 2007, he made his television debut on Dr. Phil's House of Hatred, where his excessive eating and disdain for thin people were showcased. However, his behavior on the show was met with disapproval from producers and network executives. Stephen's story and his larger-than-life personality made him a notable figure in the reality television world.
Hi. That's really not good. If I didn't think Dr. Nazardin would be angrier if I left, then I would.
In 2015, Stephen participated in the reality show My 600 Pound Life, aiming to address his issues and improve his health. By the time he reached the program, he was already a controversial figure. He proved during his episodes that the reputation was very well deserved, and he became famous for all the wrong reasons. Weighing 800 pounds at the time, he was eligible for the program. There was a long story as the background for his difficult situation. Eating came easy to Stephen since he grew up in a challenging environment. His behavior on the show was indicative of a difficult childhood and a faulty upbringing. He explained that he had experienced maltreatment from his mother's new partner. His difficult upbringing, including suffering mistreatment and dealing with his parents' divorce, led him to develop a food addiction as a coping mechanism. His weight made him a perfect fit for Dr. Now's program. However, he struggles to follow the recommended eating schedule and developed a dependence on painkillers, making it difficult for both himself and Dr. Nowzaradan.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing, sir?
Well, first let me say... No, I really
I know.
am.
How many times?
Well,
Let me give you some speed to lose 100 pounds. Then you gain it all back and more. So we got you back to 720. Absolute failure. Absolute failure.
well, I can explain... No, definitely.
And that's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
And you don't believe it yourself either.
I do want to commit, just need, like, you know, a refill to help me out, like, with working out.
Despite facing challenges such as substance abuse and verbal abuse towards medical staff, Stephen was able to lose a significant amount of weight, shedding over 300 pounds. While his current weight is not specified in the provided information, it is mentioned that he has maintained a considerable weight loss and continues to reside in Iowa. Number 9. Ashley Taylor. Who could forget Ashley? Ashley Taylor was one of the most controversial cast members on My 600 Pound Life Season 8. Her shocking revelations and further efforts to bring her life onto the right track made for a compelling episode, gathering her quite a fan base. Ashley Taylor appeared in My 600 Pound Life in Season 8 in 2020.
I'm headed to the therapy Dr. Now told me I needed, but I think doing this is an unnecessary process.
All right, so you lost like 10 pounds?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any family members with emotional issues, psychiatric issues, or substance use?
Like you told me to.
Okay,
I stopped drinking soda,
okay.
and now I'm cooking, and I'm doing the, not to my knowledge, I do not, because I'm not close to my family.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get you to see a therapy.
Wherein she confessed about her loneliness and the fears that accompany her as a result. Then 24, she revealed that food is her only companion and comfort, without which she slipped into a world of mental issues, especially depression. Ashley had a tough childhood, which led her to live a life of deceit and isolation. Ashley narrated her story beginning with her food addiction, which set off at a young age of 3. It escalated quickly to reach 200 pounds on the scale by age 7. And she almost doubled in size as she reached 14. And the cause was directly linked to her childhood, during which she lived through multiple traumas. As Ashley's weight kept increasing, she also faced a lot of bullying, which affected her self-esteem, making her secluded from others. On top of that, the young woman added that she had to face the trauma of her father abandoning their family when she was young and later getting carnally maltreated by a neighbor. Some more family issues emerged when her grandmother passed away when she was 20. Ashley's only support system was her mother, which was yanked from her when she was eventually sent to live in an epilepsy institution. You see, she realized that people abandoned her or demised, and food was the only constant which stayed by her. As such, Ashley turned to food for her only solace and comfort. It didn't end there, along with which she also got herself into some crooked habits. As it turned out, Ashley was habitually catfishing people from the mere age of 12, and she continued with it, assuming around 3,000 personas over all the years. She admitted to catfishing those people on social media for several years, before she finally had to bury it all on the MTV reality show Catfish. There, she appeared not once, but twice, because she resumed her antics even after being called out on the show. Having to deal with not just her physical health, but also her mental health, Ashley was brought to an intervention during her second appearance. She didn't seem to take Dr. Now's diet plan and health advice seriously, and she ended up in a verbal confrontation with the doctor, walking out on him in the middle of an appointment. She didn't provide her weight at the beginning of the episode, but her final weigh-in showed her at 469 pounds, which wasn't enough to qualify her for gastric bypass surgery.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you? They've done some stuff. I've done more than them, but
So you're acknowledging that you've done some things.
I've done some stuff to hurt them.
So, do you think you can do that?
Yes, sir.
All right, any questions?
No, sir.
Tell me more.
I did since I was catfishing people.
But I want you to show me some consistency with that too.
Okay. That's why me and my family don't talk, because it hurt them. And people just keep oh.
The 24-year-old clashed with renowned bariatric surgeon Dr. Yuna Nauzaradana, leading speculation about whether she continued with her weight loss journey. In her episode, she revealed that she lived alone and food was her only companion. In order to comfort herself, Ashley overate and also began catfishing people. Because of this, Dr. Now suggested Ashley attend therapy sessions with Lola Clay, where she admitted to having 3,000 different online personas. Lola eventually determined that Ashley had major depressive disorder and some component of borderline personality disorder. Ashley claimed she was 630 pounds before filming and had already lost the 150 pounds that would qualify her for weight loss surgery. However, Dr. Now couldn't find a medical record of this. When Ashley continuously returned to him with minimal weight loss, he explained that she didn't qualify for weight loss surgery yet. At her final weigh-in, she was 469 pounds. Ashley became very angry with Dr. Now and stormed out of one of her appointments, but eventually returned to the exam room to continue their visit. Number 8. Lee Sutton. Season 6 introduced Lee Sutton to audiences. At the time, his condition was pretty bad since he weighed 714 pounds. He was in a relationship with his partner Rena. She was the center of his world, and he was not only emotionally but physically relying on his girlfriend, Rena Kaiser. They were partners in more ways than one, since Rena also struggled with her health at 549 pounds. Sutton could barely walk and depended on Kaiser to get up and hold his portable urinal every time he needed to use the bathroom. Not very romantic, but Lee's physical condition didn't leave much for romance. The couple had first met while they were both staying at a bariatric rehabilitation center. Lee was roommates with Rena's brother Michael, who was also staying at the rehabilitation center.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Now.
How y'all doing?
Because neither one of us would be able to do it by ourselves.
Surviving, huh? So is that why you missed your last appointment?
But once we're inside, the anxiety of being in public starts to sink in.
You just had your bypass about 2 months ago, and when you left the hospital, you were...
The two started mingling there and soon struck up a friendship with Lee as well. Soon they developed a friendship, but within no time, the friendship turned into love. Lee and Rena became a couple, but this created more problems for the new couple. The Bariatric Rehabilitation Center didn't allow people who were staying there to be romantically involved with one another. So Lee and Rena had to choose between continuing treatment and being together. They chose to leave the rehabilitation center, and at the time of their first episode's airing, they had been together ever since. Nevertheless, over the course of their My 600 Pound Life's journey, it was evident that Lee Sutton and Rena Kaisersman wasn't the healthiest. They would have lived their life as is very satisfactorily, but their weight was making that a very remote possibility. Their time was definitely running out, with Lee outweighing Rena, and his mobility was definitely under threat. The promise of a healthy and independent life forced the two to reach out to Dr. Now. They headed to Houston to start Dr. Now's program and enjoyed some success. At their initial weigh-in, Lee weighed 714 pounds and Rena weighed 542 pounds. Obviously, they hadn't accumulated this amount of weight for no reason. Like so many participants find that their food addiction can be traced back to childhood trauma. Rena and Lee were no different. Rena's childhood traumas were traced back to her mom, who had a mental illness. She claimed her mom would suffer hallucinations, which would cripple the entire household. The crisis stemming from her mom's meltdown scarred Rena for life. The uncertainty surrounding her life not only scared her, but it pushed her towards drowning her fears in food. Her brother Michael was her partner in crime and gained weight right alongside her. As a result, Rena already weighed 280 pounds by the time she was 13. Rena claimed she ate for comfort, but it built over the years because of how tough my childhood was. Lee had a difficult childhood too. He revealed there were 8 kids in their family growing up and claimed he suffered child hurt that led him to start eating food for comfort, as it was what made him happy. He was 230 pounds by the time he was 10.
And the only way that we are able to get grocery shopping done is to work together.
But Renee has lost almost 50 pounds at the same time.
I feel judged by the outside world because I'm different.
What in the world is going on with you?
I guess I'm eating the wrong things.
You think it's funny?
Because when I'm eating, it's almost like feeling an emptiness in my body. Yeah. I don't eat a third what I ate before I had that surgery.
Okay.
Their weight loss journey wasn't a happy and positive affair. Rather, it led to serious conflicts breaking out between Dr. Now and Lee. The ups and downs took a definite turn for the worse, as Rena started losing weight very quickly. Lee's progress, on the other hand, was pretty erratic, with him breaking away from his plan time and again. One weigh-in was pretty dramatic, as Lee indulged in quite a spectacular hissy fit and stomped out of Dr. Now's office in a huff. It was obvious to everyone that Lee needed to do quite a bit of growing up. In their 2019 follow-up episode, we learned that Lee and Rena had stuck to Dr. Now's diet and each had lost nearly half of their initial weight. In that episode, Lee weighed 411 pounds and Rena weighed 278 pounds, and both seemed to be wholly committed to continuing the process and wholly committed to one another. Number 7. Gene Covey. Gene Covey from Season 7 was a Texas native, had a journey full of physical challenges and personal struggles. She definitely had one of the most heartbreaking episodes to be featured on the reality series. Her backstory revealed maltreatment and how she started binge eating from a very young age. At the time of her debut, Jean was over 600 pounds and struggled to do things independently. She was living in rural Texas with her 9 dogs, which made her memorable indeed. It didn't help that she weighed more than 600 pounds. Not only the dogs, but her parents were also residing with her and taking care of her. At the time of filming, Covey spent the majority of her time in a chair and was waited on hand and foot by her schizophrenic father and her mother, who was also suffering with an illness. As a result, she felt humiliated about relying on her parents to do everything for her. Since she couldn't fit inside the bathroom or shower, her ailing mother would have to clean her with a washcloth. Covey revealed that she felt she was a burden on her own parents. "It's so humiliating to be almost 40 and rely on my mom and dad to do everything for me," she confessed. After gaining weight at a young age, the middle-aged woman had spent much of her life in obesity. Therefore, Dr. Nauza Radan assessed her to be in an extremely critical state. She genuinely seemed to want to make a change in her life to be healthier. But after she met Dr. Now for the first time, it was nothing but one setback after the next.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How you all doing?
Doing okay.
All right, Jean. I'll see you both in 2 months. In that time, lose 100 pounds. What to do was lose the remaining 50 pounds in 6 weeks on your own to get down to your overall goal I gave you. You gained 30 pounds? Is that what you're telling me now? Okay, wait a minute. Facilitate that perception by defending her and trying to take the blame. There's no way eating 4,000 calories. That math doesn't add up.
Right.
Things soon went downhill when her mother became extremely ill and was forced to undergo surgery. Soon afterward, Covey became concerned that she hadn't heard from her father for quite a while. Since this was very much out of character for him, she decided to contact the authorities to check on her dad. Sadly, it was revealed that Covey's dad had passed away at his home. Following the devastating news, things became too much for Covey to bear, and she pulled out of Dr. Now's weight loss program after just 6 months. Fortunately, she did talk to a mental health professional and decided to move away from Houston. She opted not to pursue Dr. Now's program, not because she didn't have time for it. Rather, she had to end her treatment with Dr. Now because she just wasn't in a place in her life to continue. Speaking of her decision to walk away from the reality series, Covey explained that she was not in the right place to continue. Her episode ended with only her losing about 23 pounds. Luckily, it appears as though she was able to lose a fairly substantial amount of weight, all on her own. So her participation in the program certainly wasn't useless. Number 6. Maya Radonovich. Maya Radonovich was 33 years old, Oregon native when she debuted on the show. At a starting weight of over 690 pounds, not only did she depend on her boyfriend for everything, but she was emotionally drained by physical pain, including discomfort linked with swelling. Her episode began when she and her boyfriend Christian struggling to make their way through the airport. Maya was leaving her home city of Portland, Oregon, behind and shifting to Houston to enter Dr. Now's program. During her episode, Maya complained about how much pain she was in, the airport people lied to her, and how she was all around a very unhappy camper. The walking was so much more walking than she realized she would have to do, and her legs were complaining even more loudly. Everything was really frustrating for Maya because she had taken down the precaution of calling both the airports before she set off. She had asked the authorities how far everything would be and how much walking would be involved. She felt she had been lied to, and her legs were paying the price. If she had been warned, she would have made other arrangements. The ordeal was particularly vexing, and poor Maya had been on the verge of tears. She felt misunderstood and disrespected. Her boyfriend, on the other hand, tried to keep Maya calm by explaining that it was a big airport, a new place, and a lot was going on. He tried to comfort her as well as he could, but the entire situation brought one realization to Maya, that what she was doing was the right thing and it was time to change in her life. And stat. She realized that if she were to slip and fall, she could easily break bones. Maya's weight problems began at a young age, after her parents divorced.
Christian and I are headed to see Dr. Now at his clinic. After struggling with the diet some...
Hello.
Hello.
How you all doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good.
It's just been a lot harder. Me and Christian have been fighting a lot.
And that looks to be exactly the case. You're down to 587.
He never thought I would make it this far and we'd have to be down here for a year. Christian and I have been fighting a lot, and getting down here, driving, was just really stressful. So when Dr. Now called to check on me, I told him we'd been struggling and I've had a hard time with the diet.
Maya Radonovich.
At my last doctor's visit,
So at this time, I'm canceling your weight loss surgery.
The breakup led the young child to seek comfort in food, which soon became the reason for her considerable weight gain. To make matters worse, Maya's family bullied her, which negatively impacted her self-esteem and mental health. While working in a fast food restaurant, Maya put on the pounds quickly since her favorite things in the whole world were always within reach. Though the couple loved each other, all was not well in the Garden of Eden. Maya's weight had decreased her chances of conceiving a baby. This had put a strain on the couple's relationship, which couldn't survive its challenges. For that reason, her fiancé left her, leaving her heartbroken. When she sought the help of Dr. Now, Maya was still independent, but feared she would have to depend on someone to take care of her if she didn't want to get her weight in order. Though it was a tough break, she adjusted to life as a newly single woman. After her sudden breakup, her now ex-boyfriend Christian left Houston, and it wouldn't be long before Maya followed suit. Maya, who initially weighed in at 689 pounds, lost 100 pounds on her weight journey before she packed up her things and moved back to Portland, Oregon, to be with her family. Despite leaving Houston against Dr. Now's wishes, Maya was confident that she would maintain her weight loss goals. While Maya couldn't transform herself on My 600 Pound Life or qualify for the surgery, she didn't give up on her goals. Despite not having any support system, she kept fighting to lose weight and promised her doctor that she would continue making progress. Maya kept her promise and lost enough weight for the bariatric procedure. Number 5. Nikki Webster. Nikki Webster once weighed nearly 650 pounds when she first appeared on My 600 Pound Life, before undergoing a life-changing procedure of gastric bypass surgery. Her large frame diminished her quality of life, making it difficult to move and take care of herself. At 649 pounds, just taking a shower was a struggle for Nikki Webster. Every morning, she would wake up and immediately become exhausted from walking down the stairs and squeezing herself into the shower stall. She had multiple difficulties in her everyday life, such as excruciating pain as soon as she woke up, difficulty cleaning her body, and moving up and down her home to get food. However, she did have a job at a theater, working in a costume department, and was also able to drive around.
I'm starting to love my life now. I've done this to myself. I used to run to food when I felt stressed or upset, and I didn't care what it did to me or my body. It's always been an addiction for me, and my addiction to it. And now my health is the priority in my life. It's the most important thing. My mom and dad cook, and they get me whatever I want to eat,
which she mainly used for getting food from takeout stands. Nikki confessed she was banned from seeing her nieces and nephews in case her weight distressed them. It is important to know that Nikki faced problems with her weight since childhood and opted to diet whenever the scales moved up a notch. However, she can continue that for long. As a result, she gained back the weight, making her feel miserable, especially as a teenager. It slowly became a cycle, as she sought to eat even more whenever she felt taunted and compared with her sisters. Nikki also had an issue with her two sisters, as she felt that her mother favored them over her, and her feeling of inadequacy increased even more with time. As Webster climbed up to 649 pounds, she knew that every day she was making it harder to live another day past that. However, once Nikki began depending on and living with her parents because of her weight, the parents seemed like the enablers, as they catered to all her food requests without hesitation. This made her food addiction get a boost, with a variety of food being served to her throughout the day. Nevertheless, Nikki slowly realized how she was trapped in that body. She knew that if she didn't change, she would continue to be stuck in the same cycle. It was clear she needed help, and who better than Dr. Now to give it? Which is why Webster traveled 8 hours from her home in Little Rock, Arkansas, to Houston for a consultation with Dr. Yoon and Nauza Ramadan. There, she learned she would have to lose 50 pounds on a limited diet plan before she could even undergo gastric bypass surgery. That's how her journey on the show began. When he gave her the diet plan, she thought there's no way she could do this, Webster said. She had zero confidence in herself because it was so strict and she was a little panicked. Fans were taken aback by Nikki's determination to not give up on herself, as she frequently reminded herself that she had two options, which is where she could either keep making excuses to justify overeating or she could put in the work.
Are you awake? It's killing me. When I start my day, I can't wait.
Even just 6 months ago. You ready to get out of bed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, sweetie, I'm gonna send it up.
Alrighty. My mom or dad will make me a plate.
It's been a while since I've been able to do that. I'm able to walk him with ease.
In 3 months, Webster was able to drop 130 pounds, and Dr. Nauza Ramadan agreed to do the surgery. Nikki's determination to not give up on herself was an inspiration. If she did, she'd prove to herself that she was capable of changing. She's come a long way since then. After a grueling weight loss journey, Nikki stayed committed to changing her life for the better, which resulted in her shedding a total of 450 pounds. Number 4. Shanae Murray Hawkins. In Season 6, Episode 13, My 600-Pound Life viewers were introduced to Shanae Murray Hawkins, who was 27 years old at the time of filming. Her husband Freddie pretty much did everything for her. She needed help from Freddie to get out of bed and change her clothes. The Indianapolis I&D woman confessed that Freddie was her primary caregiver as he sponge-bathed and powdered her in bed.
Shanae, let's talk about where you're at.
Okay, first off, I want to apologize to you.
Shanae, the lying need to stop now. Okay, Shanae, here's the situation. Is to get you healthy, and that is what will mean most to me. But instead, you gain for your eating habit.
I have been working hard towards it.
But if you work harder to show on a scale, working
Shanae,
everything,
calm
we're
down.
giving you every tool to lose weight, and you telling us all this lie. But for some reason, you think if you just hold to your lie, then maybe all this.
Shanae felt like a burden to him and her entire family. The couple didn't have a smooth relationship due to Shanae's overdependency on her husband. When Shanae joined the show in 2018, she was going through a tough time in her life. She and her husband were trying to have a baby and start a family, but the weight gain poured water all over their dreams. Murray was devastated by 2 miscarriages due to her weight. Shanae was deprived of being a mother and couldn't even have a normal life due to the excess weight on her. When she entered the show, she was determined to stop her reliance on her husband and wanted to be able to take care of herself. Easier said than done, since it soon became clear that she was not willing to make the sacrifices required to reach her goal. Shanae's disordered eating stemmed from being carnally maltreated as a child. She explained on the show. When Shanae first met with Dr. Now, she weighed in at 712 pounds. Following routine health checks, it was also revealed her BMI was 5 times the average healthy BMI range. Shanae was desperate to lose extra weight to have a regular life and start a family with Freddie. But she was not totally honest with herself and didn't make a commendable effort in a positive direction. She frequently disobeyed the doctor's advice and cheated with her diet. While on the show, her relationship with Dr. Nauza Ramadan, the show's primary doctor, was rough.
Are you eating this junk and
No.
you keep lying to me?
She didn't eat
I'm
it.
not eating any of that.
Then how come you're not supposed to? There is no excuse for your lack of progress.
To get the weight off, the surgery's not gonna fix it.
Okay.
It's just a tool.
We giving you all the help and resources you need. And we even help you to. None of your tests show that you're retaining water, okay? You're not 700 pounds of water. Then you don't need our help.
I do need help.
Okay, do you think I'm stupid? I don't
Well, how
understand
about
that when you...
this?
I don't want her to get one herself, and I don't
She
want you to
just
get
told
one.
me we don't know anything
No, she
about
just-
her
she just speaking.
fluid
She wasn't
retention.
trying
She
to, like,
knows
be
about it.
disrespectful.
I know. Get over that, okay? That's not reality, okay? That's a mistake, okay?
After failing to meet her initial weight loss target set by Dr. Now, she was later hospitalized and managed to drop around 91 pounds. Shanae had struggled with her weight from an early age, and her traumatic past meant she found it difficult to properly commit to Dr. Now's plan. Dr. Now tried to help Shanae lose weight, but unfortunately, she ended up gaining more because she couldn't follow through with his advice. Shanae walked out of the show My 600 Pound Life in 2018 without any progress. During Shanae's final weigh-in on the show, it was revealed she had actually gained 43 pounds and ended up avoiding all contact with Dr. Now soon after getting on his program. This got fans fuming over her uncooperative attitude. Number 3. Julius Clark, aka JT. With Season 8's Julius JT Clark, viewers were primed to expect the worst. The Oklahoma native appeared in the show in Season 8 in 2020 and did not disappoint the viewers.
Hey, JT.
Hello.
How's your day going?
And I try to keep eating for as long as I can. Because it's what I live for now.
What we call a long-term care facility, which is rehab.
And I can't start my day until I've had something. So when my girlfriend Jessica wakes up,
All right. It's a little bit softer than before.
nothing else I can do can compete with how good it feels to be eating.
The young man was then one of the heaviest people ever to be featured on the show, topping out at almost 900 pounds with a starting weight of 892 pounds, making him the second heaviest star from the program and the heaviest one to survive. Not that deterred him from indulging his eating habits. JT, meanwhile, was documented as eating 3 pizzas per day, followed by 5 sausages, 3 hamburgers, and 2 orders of fries, plus peanut butter and ice cream for dessert. Weighing over 600 pounds does a serious number on a person's health, so every episode is a matter of life and death. Arguably, that hasn't been more evident on the series than when JT went through the program. He was one of the heaviest individuals to ever be on the show, with a starting weight of 892 pounds. In addition to the myriad of health problems associated with someone of that size, Clark also had to contend with a 100-pound lymphedema mass, which is a blockage of lymph fluids that can result in severe swelling on his leg. He had a food addiction that was believed to slay him if it didn't change. The TLC star had 2 sisters and 1 brother, who he was pretty close-knit with and was the oldest sibling. They didn't have much money growing up. However, his dad worked for a hot dog restaurant where he and his family ate for free. When JT got older, he said his parents used their money to buy drugs, which led them to struggling more financially. When he was 10 years old, JT and his siblings had to fend for themselves, and his weight tripled over the next 3 years, hitting 300 pounds aged 13. Due to his spiraling weight, JT couldn't fit in the desks like the other students at school, but he managed to get a job at a fast food place so he could earn a paycheck. In a bid to try to improve his life and lose weight, he traveled to Houston with his girlfriend to visit Dr. Now.
We get the ambulance to pick you up over here and take you to rehab center so you can start working.
I hate when Jessica asks me to carry the groceries in.
Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, I'll see you over there.
Thank you.
Sure.
I worry about JT a lot, about his condition and weight and everything.
But even though this has been a hard time for him, he's gonna have to decide whether he really wants to save his life.
JT, who hadn't been employed since he hit 700 pounds at the age of 25, traveled back and forth to visit Dr. Now, but started to feel unwell. He still ended up losing 400 pounds following the exercising and diet program given to him by the doctor, who approved him for gastric sleeve surgery. In addition to losing 400 pounds on the show, Clark also ended up losing his girlfriend, which many fans thought was understandable due to the poor way he treated her. While dealing with the loss of his partner, JT was ready to have his lymphedema in January 2020. So, it's likely that he has since had the lymphedema removed more than a year later. But this has not been confirmed. During the final weigh-in, it was revealed that JT weighed 491 pounds, having dropped 373 pounds in total. Number 2. LaTonya Potain. After her mom passed away when she was just a kid, LaTonya had a tough childhood where she felt neglected and maltreated. Her weight became concerning when she was just a preteen. According to LaTonya, food was the only thing comforting for her, so she continued to overeat.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, LaTonya, it says here in the chart that you came in. And how long you been in this motorized wheelchair?
About 5 years.
Okay.
Can I get some love? It's been a change because I know that he loved me like I don't have to question it.
At the start of her journey, LaTonya weighed over 630 pounds. She relied heavily on her caretaker and fiancé to cater to her needs as she spent most of her time in bed, unable to walk. During her episode, LaTonya struggled to stick to Dr. Now's strict diet plan. She kept eating unhealthy foods and became so frustrated when exercising that she stopped physical activity. Unfortunately, her lack of discipline resulted in her continuing to gain weight instead of losing it.
So, LaTonya, good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
So,
I better can even take care of my fiance as a woman.
what is different today? Tell me.
Because I finally have a great support system. Can I have some juice, Miss V? When I eat, it takes the stress away. I always try to do it on my own. And I recently it's hard to change that. So I'm disappointed in myself.
As a result, she was denied bariatric surgery. LaTonya's episode ended with her attempting to restart Dr. Now's program. She said her goal was to lose enough weight to walk down the aisle without a walker to marry her fiancé. Now, LaTonya is sharing her journey and giving fans an update on her progress. Number 1. Casey King. "I will just eat till I'm demised," is how King described his food addiction. When Casey King started his journey on Family by the Ton, alongside his cousin Amanda King, he weighed in at 711 pounds and was forced to bathe outside in a trough due to his large size. King claimed he was always a big kid, weighing 300 pounds by the time he finished high school.
I'm just safe, and video games are where I escape. Oh! I'm gonna die. He's down. All right, I gotta go in the kitchen. It's just a super difficult process. There's 2 times that I've been kind of stuck in the shower. In all those virtual reality worlds and the gaming world I'm in, no one sees me.
And I feel obligated to wait on him. I shouldn't feel that way. I wished I didn't. He'll tell me what to get him, and I come right back a lot of times in case that's too much food.
After graduation, he began working in restaurants and started eating even more. Several years later, he quit work and moved in with his dad, where his weight ballooned to an astonishing 845 pounds. The whopping weight gain made it hard for him to undertake everyday activities, including bathing. King was forced to get clean in an outdoor trough on his father's back deck because he was unable to fit into a regular-sized shower or bath. He also admitted that he had to have his father help him wipe his bottom because he was unable to reach around to that area.
Okay. I never would have thought at 34 I'd be living with my father. Well, I got this thing I can buy. Now, this isn't even a real game. Why are you not just pushing these people with me?
Casey, I got your food.
Okay.
He's just there. He's just there. Are you kidding me?
No, you didn't. Because if you ordered yourself a meal, it's not in here.
Well, whatever.
He first met with surgeon Dr. Charles Proctor Jr., but learned he needed to lose weight on his own before undergoing bariatric surgery. King's mom helped him start the weight loss process, putting him on a healthier diet and making him move his enormous body. King eventually went under a vertical sleeve gastrectomy to reduce the size of his stomach, which made it go from the size of a basketball to the size of a racquetball and made him eat less. The surgery saw him drop 700 pounds to 631 pounds, and he turned his life around.
Amy Slayton. Kentucky native Amy Slayton became a household name as the co-star of TLC's 1,000 Pound Sisters, which chronicles the weight loss journeys of her and her older sister, Tammy Slayton. The show is chock full of hilarious moments as they openly discuss their farts, indulge in favorite treats like sodies, and film comedic challenges for YouTube. Amy and Tammy first rose to prominence as YouTube personalities, and their following only grew when 1,000 Pound Sisters premiered on TLC in January 2020. Over the course of the 3 seasons that have aired as of the time of writing, viewers have witnessed Amy and Tammy's respective journeys toward meeting their weight loss goals. At the start of the series, both sisters had hoped to qualify for bariatric surgery. As of Season 3, Tammy has continued to struggle with making the lifestyle changes the sisters set out to achieve. Amy, however, qualified for bariatric surgery in the inaugural season. Ever since, Amy has experienced much growth in her life.
I'm trying to get Tammy out of the house so that she won't think about food before we go back to Proctor. She hasn't been working as hard as me, and she treats me like I'm a...
When I seen the stairs, I immediately knew I wasn't going to be able to go up them.
Why don't you say, can you give me a soda and my phone? And one time, you say you want to get off that walker.
Okay, shut up. I'll do it when I'm ready.
You have lost enough weight that you can actually get up here. I want you to come back, and it will be my treat.
As viewers have seen during Season 3 of 1,000 Pound Sisters, Amy is doing extremely well as she accomplishes a number of dreams. Slayton fans know how much Amy always wanted to be a mother, something that was nearly impossible prior to achieving some of her health goals. Shortly after her surgery, Amy became pregnant with her son Gage, who she shares with her husband Michael Halterman. The couple welcomed their first child into the world on November 10, 2020. In January 2022, Amy announced that she's expecting baby number 2, according to her Instagram. For some time, Amy and Michael resided in a small apartment directly next door to Tammy, who relied on them for nearly everything, from grocery shopping to transporting her to doctor's appointments. However, the space proved to be too tiny to accommodate a family of 3, let alone 4. Amy knew her growing family needed a forever home to call their own. During Season 3, fans saw Amy and Michael on the hunt for a suitable house. Additionally, Amy hired home nurse Tiza to assist Tammy and ease the transition of her eventual move. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing for Amy, who admittedly still struggles with her health issues, as well as a hoarding addiction. Still, it does appear that she has a lot of progress to be proud of.
Do for me. I am trying to work on myself and get better. Not you, just me.
About you, you throw a little hissy fit. I think she does need the water. My feet are the world's worst.
I hope you got a buffer.
My feet are the world's worst.
God, sand them.
Because you're not trying.
Just shut up and move on. Okay, I'm done with this.
You're not trying at all.
Don't look at my toes.
Don't validate that the fact that I'm in pain too. She thinks she knows more.
Number 10. Ashley Randall. Ashley Randall, a 24-year-old from Killeen, Texas, embarked on a challenging journey to overcome her struggles with food and weight. When she first visited Dr. Now's office, Ashley weighed 617 pounds, making her one of the youngest participants in Season 1. Despite not being the heaviest, Ashley's rapid weight gain indicated a concerning trend that could lead to more weight gain in the future. Like many others in the series, Ashley had experienced a traumatic event that contributed to her weight gain. Ashley's battle with food and weight began in her childhood. Her mother tried to control her eating habits, but Ashley found her mother's attempts to be hurtful rather than helpful. While her mother resorted to insults and teasing, Ashley's father supported her and encouraged her mother to let Ashley be. As a result, Ashley formed a closer bond with her father and distanced herself from her mother. During the initial years of her weight loss journey, Ashley made significant progress. Through gastric bypass surgery and 2 excess skin removal surgeries, she managed to reduce her weight to 265 pounds by the end of her 5th year with Dr. Now. However, tragedy struck in her 6th year when Ashley's father was diagnosed with cancer. She put her education on hold and returned home to care for him. After 7 months of fighting, Ashley's father passed away.
A lot has changed in the last 10 years. When my dad died, my mom decided to sell the house. So it made sense. Since my dad died, no chips. Oh, she got very mad at me. She's a mess. 216 pounds. I had lost over 400 pounds, and I was so proud of myself. 2 years ago, and I stopped losing weight, which meant I never got my next skin surgery on my legs. I want to change the most.
At the conclusion of Ashley's episode on My 600-Pound Life, she weighed 253 pounds, with plans for weight loss surgery on her legs in the near future. In a follow-up episode called Where Are They Now?, it was revealed that Ashley had not actively participated in Dr. Now's program for 3 years, resulting in her weight increasing to 312 pounds. Disappointed with her lack of progress, Dr. Now challenged Ashley to lose 30 pounds in 2 months in order to qualify for the leg surgery she desired. Unfortunately, she only managed to lose 2 pounds. However, Ashley recommitted herself to Dr. Now's program, and 11 years after embarking on her journey, she weighed 272 pounds. Dr. Now encouraged her to aim for a weight below 200 pounds to qualify for her leg surgery. While there is limited information available about Ashley's current status since her 2016 Where Are They Now episode aired, her Facebook page indicates that she still resides in Killeen, Texas. In a picture dated January 2020, Ashley appeared to be maintaining a healthier lifestyle compared to when she first began her journey in 2004, although she had not yet reached her goal weight. Number 9. Chad Dean. Chad made his debut on the show from the comfort of his couch in Hagerstown, Maryland. His struggle with weight had been a lifelong battle, evident even during his days playing football in high school when his grandmother had to sew 2 uniforms together for him. As a truck driver, Chad found himself spending endless hours behind the wheel, succumbing to constant eating habits that only exacerbated his weight gain. It was during one unfortunate incident when he fell off the side step of his truck that the true impact of his weight became undeniable. The repercussions of his weight gain were severe as Chad became dependent on his wife and children for daily support. By the time he sought help from Dr. Now, the scale registered a daunting 701 pounds. However, Chad's determination to shed the excess weight was unwavering, and he refused to make excuses. Through sheer perseverance, he managed to shed nearly 260 pounds, not only allowing him to reclaim his life, but also granting him the opportunity to find employment once again. Chad's weight loss journey didn't end there, as he continued to make progress without regaining the pounds he had shed.
I doesn't mind doing the things, but it bothers me. This Chad gave up on himself.
You can't decide not to take your medication.
He underwent a skin removal surgery, which further contributed to his weight loss success. The transformation opened up new horizons for Chad, leading him to discover newfound passions such as riding motorcycles. He now relishes the joy of embarking on exhilarating rides alongside his supportive wife. A captivating image captures Chad taking his bike for a spin, symbolizing his triumph over adversity. Driven by his remarkable weight loss journey, Chad decided to share his experiences with others through his book, titled I'm in Here Somewhere, Memoir of a Food Addict. The memoir chronicles pivotal moments from his time on the show, as well as the 2 years following his weight loss surgery. His inspiring story has garnered attention, earning him appearances on prestigious platforms like The Today Show and interviews with the esteemed New York Post. Chad's commitment to his lifestyle changes is evident as he returns to his truck driving profession, ensuring he has access to pre-cooked hot meals instead of succumbing to the temptation of junk food. Furthermore, he dedicates time to incorporate exercise into his routine. Number 8. Dolly Martinez. My 600-pound life star, Dolly Martinez, had a tumultuous Season 10 weight loss journey. There's plenty to learn about her life after Dolly's episode aired. My 600-Pound Life Season 10 star Dolly Martinez experienced a lot of highs and lows during her weight loss journey, and it's time for an update about her life. Dolly was 25 years old at the beginning of her January 2022 episode. She sought help from Dr. Now. At that point, she was on oxygen and had congestive heart failure due to her weight. Dolly and her now estranged husband were unable to care for their daughter, so Child Protective Services took her away when she was only 6 years old. Her mother, Stacy, then had custody of the now 3-year-old girl. When Dolly first met with Dr. Yunan Nauzaradan, she weighed 593.2 pounds. She clashed with her mother and eventually went back to her husband, who was previously abusive. When he repeated his behavior, Dolly went to a homeless shelter, and that's where she met a man named Philip. They got engaged after about 6 weeks and remained homeless, living in a hotel.
20 pounds. So you have just over 450 pounds. You have shown us you're not willing to do what you need. And we can't wake you up to do that. So you were overweight. Mom, any help from you? Therapy and keep losing some weight. And hopefully we get to some point that you have some stability on yourself, huh?
I have had.
You did?
Just in the last couple of years, I've dropped over 2.
Dr. Now would not approve Dolly for bariatric surgery because of her unstable situation and lack of significant weight loss. At the end of her episode, she had only lost 40 pounds in almost a year. Dolly has since given some updates about her life. In Dolly's last Instagram post from December 2022, she included a filtered photo of herself, adding the caption, "Me, just me." The picture is a close-up, so it's difficult to determine if Dolly has lost any more weight since the show aired. My 600-Pound Life airs Where Are They Now episodes, so perhaps viewers will get an update about Dolly in the future. Dolly's Instagram bio indicates that she's no longer homeless. She wrote, "Hey guys and gals, it's Dolly Martinez from My 600-Pound Life. Not homeless anymore, living day by day. I love God and family." A December 2022 post showed Dolly FaceTiming with her mother. The caption read, "Me and my beautiful mama," which seems to indicate that Dolly and Stacy have reconciled. In an October 2022 post, Dolly shared a photo of herself, her mom, and her daughter. However, it is unclear if she is currently living with them. As of that time, according to an Instagram post, Dolly was still with Philip as well. Dolly didn't make much progress on the show, but that doesn't mean that she never will. Her Instagram account seems to show that her relationship with her mother is improving, so perhaps that is a step in the right direction. She appears to be in a more stable environment, and that was one of Dr. Now's prerequisites for approving Dolly for bariatric surgery. Dolly seemingly has all the tools she needs to succeed, so anything is possible when it comes to weight loss and more.
Over 400 myself. Now I sit at 155.
Well, that's good, but it sounds good. Okay?
Right.
So at this point,
Mainly my ex, my husband.
Okay.
I call him my ex, but we're not exes yet.
because she's the only one that has best interest for you, and she's
Feeding me too much.
so he was your enabler.
He was
and-
my enabler. My mom's not feeding me. I know. I should have listened to you to begin with.
Okay.
When she comes to the table.
So if that's how she gets her food, why don't you make less psychotherapy for at least once a month? Make sure you go to that, okay?
Number 7. Vanessa. Megan Crumpler and Vanessa Cross are childhood cronies, and both of them have apparently been big as hell since their early days. "Me and this girl have been struggling with our weight since junior high." Cross opens up in the teaser for 1,000-pound best friends. When Crumpler peaked at almost 600 pounds, the best friends finally decided to lose weight through surgery last year. Only Crumpler qualified for the procedure, while Cross could not meet the requirement of losing weight on her own, an essential requirement for the procedure to prove that the patient can maintain that weight loss after the surgery. A disheartened Cross confessed, "Megan got the surgery and I didn't, but maintaining my diet has been damn near impossible, but I'm sick and tired of being fat and tired."
But I'm sick and tired of being fat and tired.
I don't want to give up this time.
But we definitely know what that's.
No, I've been a little anxious to see you, to be honest.
I hear you.
She's gonna die like this.
Oh, she's gonna die now. What the hell is wrong with you, Vanessa? We're a joke.
Where things sit.
It's been about 6 months since my last.
My brain tells me
This is
I'm
what you got?
gorgeous. Yeah.
Before surgery, the two friends with morbid obesity used to weigh around 1,000 pounds combined, but post-operation, Crumpler now weighs 441 pounds. One of the main reasons behind their fat-to-fit journey was to resolve their personal insecurities and impress their classmates at their class reunion. It might be the first show for Cross, but not for Crumpler, as she has previously starred in the television series Too Large. Inspired by Tammy and Amy Slayton from 1,000 Pound Sisters, Cross didn't want to give up this time and is now all set to embark on a weight loss journey and lead a healthier lifestyle with her best friend Crumpler and friends Ashley Sutton and Tina Arnold on the show 1,000 Pound Best Friends. The press release by TLC mentions Vanessa and Megan are larger-than-life best friends, and along with their pals Tina and Ashley, they are battling obesity with heart and humor. This gregarious girl gang will embark on a journey of sisterhood, weight loss, and self-discovery.
I don't want me being as big as I am.
I haven't been sticking to my diet 100%. That's why I've been avoiding the scale. And now I guess we don't really want to let Tina down.
What if she just went by herself?
I can't do that to her. Can we?
So it's been 6 months now since you were last here, and you've really lost no weight whatsoever.
Whether you're depressed, whether you're sideways, food is the answer. Lately, I have been...
You're not going to lose any weight. There's something wrong here. Megan having stalled out.
She needs to figure out what keeps her going back to food. She's had a lot of trauma in her life.
Putting any effort into this. So we've got to get to the bottom of what's going on.
I think one of my problems is not eating and mess up on the opportunity to actually get help. And that concerns me.
A man a year and a half ago on oxygen who could barely move. You got to make a choice now.
Number 6. Che Guillory. During Season 3 of TLC's My 600 Pound Life, audiences met Che Guillory, a 23-year-old from Charenton, Louisiana, who weighs 597 pounds. Guillory is living with her grandparents and using food as a coping mechanism after a childhood spent with her alcoholic mother. There are a few hurdles in Guillory's wellness journey, mainly the sudden demise of her beloved grandmother that caused delays. However, by the end of Season 2, My 600 Pound Life, Where Are They Now? Update, Dr. Now's patient not only loses 218 pounds, but realizes she's a transgender woman and asks loved ones to call her Lola. It's been several years since Guillory's last TLC appearance, and she's still living her best life as a woman. Her Instagram is chock full of selfies that show off her makeup and dress-filled wardrobe. While it's unclear where Guillory is currently at in her wellness journey, Dr. Now wanted her to lose more weight before undergoing gender reassignment surgery, but she was shedding pounds in the single digits. One thing is certain, she prefers the name Che over Lola.
Nice to meet you.
Come on back.
Okay. My grandmother raised me, and she passed away, so I just trying and will take control of my health.
Hello, Charlie.
Give me the number 2, Com. I've been working all day. So the other obstacle I'm facing with my weight loss is that I'm working pretty on is something quick and easy and to go home and get in my pajamas and just go to bed. I feel sick to my stomach and just gross because of what I've done.
It's me again.
Thank you. Oh, I missed you so much. Tonight I'm having a burger for dinner from a fast food joint because I know I'll risk losing everything. And nothing in the world would be worth it. I appreciate everything they've done for me with my weight loss journey, and I will never not appreciate it.
When Che Guillory comes out as transgender to her family on My 600 Pound Life, Where Are They Now?, she gets mixed reactions. While her mom and friends are supportive, her conservative aunt, who steps in as a support system for Guillory after the demise of her grandmother, isn't. Still, that hasn't stopped Guillory from embracing her new life, which includes marrying Patrick Mulvey. The two got engaged in the summer of 2019 and tied the knot during a small ceremony in February 2020. Guillory told that Mulvey is rather private, which is why there's only one photo from their big day on her Instagram page, with his back towards the camera. This was followed by a solo shot of Guillory in her wedding dress. Her followers, including many My 600 Pound Life fans, flooded the posts with congratulatory messages.
He is going to solve all his problems. You're using food to cope with life. It's 40 pounds over the next, it's been 5 months, and you have lost almost no weight. Why is that?
My grandmother passed away very suddenly.
Like you are. I'm going to send you to a therapy. 14 pounds in 2 months. That's not a lot of progress. What's going on?
I've come to admit I want to have surgery too.
All right. But your body cannot handle 2 very major changes.
Yes, I am.
It's not going to be easy on you. Even if you get the surgery, it's not going to be easy.
I know it's not going to be easy.
Number 5, Karina Garcia. When we first met my 600-pound life star, Karina Garcia, she weighed a total of 633 pounds. At the time, Karina was wheelchair-bound and lived with her parents, who were both her biggest supporters and her biggest enablers. Karina appeared in Season 6 of the series, where she documented her road to recovery. According to Karina, her food addiction stems from a childhood illness. In the 2018 episode, she explained that her parents worked long hours to pay for her severe asthma treatments, which only further contributed to her feelings of loneliness. Karina revealed that she weighed 100 pounds by the age of 10, and it wasn't long before her weight spiraled even further out of control. But in Season 6, Episode 5 of My 600-Pound Life, Karina traveled to Texas to meet Dr. Now, who would later approve her for gastric sleeve surgery.
I know I should be living in my own house. I should be working instead of like I'm an animal being transported somewhere. My body's already giving up. I have lost more. Grocery shopping is juice, chips, my snack cakes. When I go to the grocery store, it worries me out. And every day is getting door.
Yes, I will.
Bye. Bye. Have fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Against Dr. Now's wishes, Karina was repeatedly caught eating junk food, but by the time the episode was over, viewers were under the impression that she had finally gotten her happy ending. Although her road to recovery wasn't easy, after joining Dr. Now's weight loss program, it appeared that Karina was finally on the right track after losing more than 200 pounds. But where is Karina now? In 2019, TLC followed up with Karina to get an update on her weight loss journey, and it appeared that she had been keeping up the good work. Along with revealing that she was no longer confined to a wheelchair, Karina shared that she had become much more independent, was working towards skin removal surgery, and even planned to move into her own place soon. But viewers were totally shocked when Karina's social media accounts revealed that she was seeing someone new and he looked pretty familiar. In December, Karina and Gilbert Donovan, the husband of former My 600-Pound Life star Lupe Donovan, seemingly made their relationship official. Many viewers remember how bad Gilbert had mistreated Lupe, pressuring her to be physically intimate shortly after her surgery, which ultimately caused complications. But has Gilbert really moved on? Yes and no. Although Lupe and Gilbert still seem to be legally married, in a series of live streams and Facebook posts, Gilbert and Karina got pretty cozy. But because neither of them had posted very much since 2020, it's unclear if they are still together.
Would you like to try 2 medium South pizza for $6.99 each?
I'll have 2 medium pizzas with pepperoni and sauce.
Delivery or carry out?
This will be for delivery. Thank you. That's the pizza. All right, got it. Thank you. When I'm eating, sometimes I feel like I'm out of control, but I'm afraid that one day I'm just gonna eat too much. I'm probably gonna die from a heart attack.
Number 4, Lisa Fleming. Lisa Fleming, who appeared on Season 6 of My 600-Pound Life, embarked on a remarkable and challenging journey to transform her life. Battling obesity since childhood, Lisa's weight had reached a staggering 700 pounds by February 2018, confining her to a bed in her Texas home. It took the strength of 7 paramedics to move her, a poignant reminder of her late mother's own struggle with obesity on the same bed. Determined to break free from her burdensome past, Lisa turned to Dr. Now, hoping for a chance at a healthier future. A pivotal moment came when Lisa discovered maggots nestled within the folds of her skin. An alarming wake-up call. Motivated to reclaim her life, Lisa embraced her journey wholeheartedly. She acknowledged the emotional roots of her unhealthy relationship with food, tracing it back to her parents' divorce and her strained connection with her mother. Despite the trauma she had endured, Lisa remained resolute, fully committed to her weight loss goals. Through her time on the show, Lisa achieved a significant milestone, losing 200 pounds. Her remarkable progress inspired viewers and showcased her unwavering dedication. However, Lisa's journey took a tragic turn as she encountered numerous health challenges. Several months after seeking Dr. Now's guidance, Lisa's life was cut short. Her daughter, Danielle, announced the heartbreaking news of Lisa's passing on her Facebook page. Lisa's body had been gradually failing her, succumbing to the various illnesses she had battled prior to her appearance on the show.
Hi, Lisa. How are you doing?
All right. Hey, doctor.
How are you holding up?
I feel like you are giving up on me.
We have done everything we can.
Oh, God, please.
To change your eating habit, and you have a helper at home. You had psychotherapy. See all that lymphedema, and we will address that once we get your weight down. And
on the day of Lisa's passing, Danielle stood by her mother's side, providing unwavering support until the very end. In a touching tribute, Danielle painted a vivid portrait of Lisa's exceptional character and the profound impact she had on those who knew and loved her. Lisa's unwavering determination and hunger for a better life left an indelible mark on everyone who witnessed her journey. While Lisa's full potential remained unrealized, her courageous pursuit of a healthier life will forever be remembered. Her story serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities and struggles faced by individuals battling obesity. Although Lisa's time was tragically cut short, her inspiring journey continues to resonate, encouraging others to seek the help they need and find hope amidst adversity.
you are at 704. That's very high.
Oh, myself.
Listen, you can control yourself and your eating habits. My concern is that if you start to the diet I send you, you should have easily. You're lying to me, and you've given me this act 1,000 times.
Okay, okay.
Clearly, didn't stick to the diet.
No.
You have not lost weight, and you're significantly overweight.
Don't disrespect you, and I haven't. But what you not gonna do? Bite you.
This is not up for debate. Even if all your tests come back okay today.
What you do, but what you don't do is come at me that way.
Number 3. Zaylin. As Dr. Now and loyal viewers know, a patient's success is largely dependent on the strength and consistency of their support systems. Beyond simply providing physical assistance after gastric bypass and excess skin removal surgeries, the support system should, ideally, help the patient make the psychological and lifestyle changes necessary to overcome addiction.
It's gonna be a long ride home. When you're not just fat, but supersized.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you. I have become so immobile. I don't want to know. Taking a nap. I probably watch 7 or 8 hours of TV a day. This is no longer. That's a lot.
So,
I'm a sugarholic. Sugar is my drug of choice.
Unfortunately, some patient support systems not only fail to be supportive, but actively undermine the patient's success. Sadly, this was the case for Season 2's Zaylin Whitworth. When Zaylin Whitworth arrived at Dr. Now's office, the then 42-year-old weighed in at 597 pounds. During the first few minutes of her episode, it became abundantly clear that Zaylin's husband Gareth, the main member of her support system, was going to be a problem. He was vocally opposed to Zaylin's desire to seek Dr. Now's help because of his fetish for morbidly obese women. Not only was Gareth against his wife losing weight, he actually wanted her to gain more. In one memorable moment, he refused to order Zaylin a salad, telling her, "If you want to eat grass, you can go in the garden and graze." Despite Gareth's negative influence, Zaylin did manage to lose enough weight to qualify for gastric bypass. Of course, after her surgery, Gareth drove them to a fast food restaurant, where he ordered food Zaylin could not eat. He also encouraged her to regain the weight she'd lost. Undeterred, Zaylin ended the first phase of her journey with an impressive loss of 248 pounds.
You gotta have some realistic expectation from surgery.
Down. The pain's unbearable.
The food you're going to eat is going to be the key issue to make surgery be successful.
Okay. Who didn't like herself?
Zaylin Whitworth next appeared on the My 600 Pound Life update show, Where Are They Now?, first in 2015 and then again in 2016. During the update episodes, Zaylin reached another milestone, getting below 300 pounds and qualifying for excess skin removal. Dr. Now performed the successful surgery and removed 52 pounds of skin. Viewers also learned that Zaylin, after finally realizing how detrimental Gareth was to her health, divorced her husband. As with any major life change, the divorce took its toll on Zaylin, who fell into a depression that triggered her cravings for all the unhealthy comfort foods she'd relied on in the past. But with the support of therapy, Zaylin powered on and rebuilt her life. According to her various social media accounts, Zaylin is still living in Texas and has a new partner with whom to share her life. On both her Facebook and Twitter accounts, Zaylin looks incredibly happy with Jack Lapp. And based on the photos, it looks like Zaylin has continued to maintain a healthier lifestyle. Given the lack of support at the start of her journey, Zaylin's accomplishments are nothing short of amazing. Number 2, Siobhan. In the bustling city of Atlanta, Georgia, a woman named Siobhan, aged 37, grapples with a lifelong battle against the bulge. Her story is one of ups and downs, not just in her weight, but in the very essence of her existence.
I can only really stand a minute and a half to 5 minutes without pain. I'm kind of nervous about it, talking about I work from home and I'm sitting all day. I'm really worried that Dr. Proctor would tell me that I'm not ready for surgery. That would devastate me. My mom was 62 when she passed away. Situation that I can't control, it's usually when it happens. While I'm working, I'm eating chocolate, chips, fast food every single day.
What happens when you hit it hard for a while and kind of get back in your old habits, and you see what happens when you fake it?
Eat. A lot of people, when they deal with losing, you have people that go to drugs, you have people that go to sex, but for me, it was food.
It's a story of courage and determination, but also of profound emotional connections to food that run deep, all the way back to her childhood. Imagine being Siobhan, waking up each day with the weight of your own body becoming a relentless challenge. As she confesses, some mornings are a struggle just to get out of bed. The simple act of walking has turned into a painful endeavor, limiting her to mere minutes on her feet. In a world where mobility is often taken for granted, Siobhan's reality paints a stark contrast. But it's not just her physical health that's at stake here, it's her confidence and dreams too. You see, Siobhan has always harbored aspirations of becoming a DJ in the radio industry, a career where her voice could shine. Yet her size has kept her from pursuing this passion. The fear of judgment, the apprehension of putting herself out there at her current weight, it's all held her back. So she works from the confines of her home, sitting day in and day out. And what does she do while she works? Well, that's where the second part of Siobhan's story unfolds, the battle with her eating habits. Fast food, chocolate chips, and her beloved punch, it's an everyday indulgence that's become a part of her routine. The combination of sedentary work and unhealthy eating habits creates a cycle that's difficult to break. Siobhan's relationship with food goes deeper than just a source of sustenance. It's intertwined with her memories and emotions. She reminisces about her childhood, where family meals were a cherished tradition. Her mom was a phenomenal cook, and those meals brought comfort and joy. But when her parents' relationship fell apart, it left a little girl heartbroken. Food became her solace, her best friend. As Siobhan grew older, another tragedy struck her family. Her mother began losing weight inexplicably, sparking concern among friends and family. It turned out to be diabetes, a condition that would eventually claim her mother's life at the age of 62. The grief was immeasurable, and Siobhan found herself coping the only way she knew, through eating. She sought solace in the very thing that had once been a source of happiness, now a refuge from her pain. Many people turn to various outlets when dealing with loss, a shoulder to cry on, a hobby, or even therapy. But for Siobhan, it was food. She discovered a peculiar joy in eating, a sense of comfort that she couldn't find anywhere else. And so, she ate. And she ate. The amount of food she consumed reached staggering proportions. Siobhan's weight loss journey has been far from straightforward. She admits that she's tried countless times, but it always seemed like an insurmountable mountain to climb. If she were to count, she'd have attempted it 1,645,928 times. The persistence in the face of adversity is commendable, and it's a testament to her inner strength.
Hey, Dr. Proctor, how are ya?
Great, how are you?
I'm fabulous. To lose weight, it will be 1,645,928 times.
Emotions or any particular kinds of feelings that you're more likely to turn to food?
In a good place mentally if I get approved for surgery.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about...
You know, it was easier for me to put things into perspective of how I'm gonna, a situation that I can't control, it's usually when it happens.
Surgery, the goal here is to go in the right direction, begin that lifestyle change, and we'll start the surgery.
All my grandparents are gone.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of loss, a lot of death.
Yeah.
Turning 30 was a pivotal moment for Siobhan. She decided it was time to address her health and took a trip to the doctor. As she stepped onto the scale, the gravity of her situation became apparent. The scale only had 3 lines, and when she inquired about its maximum weight limit, she was met with a shocking response: 660 pounds. She looked at the scale and realized that she weighed more than that. Siobhan's story is not just about the numbers on a scale, it's about the emotional weight that she carries with her every day. It's about the dreams deferred and the battles fought, both within herself and against the outside world's judgments. But it's also a story of resilience and the unbreakable human spirit, a spirit that continues to strive for change, no matter how many times it's knocked down. As we follow Siobhan on her journey, we can't help but feel a sense of hope. Hope that one day she will conquer her inner demons and achieve the healthier, happier life she so deserves. Her story reminds us that no matter how tough the road may be, it's never too late to take that first step towards a better tomorrow. Siobhan's courage in sharing her story serves as an inspiration to us all, to confront our own battles, to seek help when needed, and to believe in the power of change. Number 1. Antreon Shannon. If there is one thing that everyone can agree on, losing weight is more complex than gaining. Of course, some unique cases deviate from the norm and find it hard to add some weight. Antreon from My 600 Pound Life suffers from the former.
So I'm working harder than ever, not just sticking to my diet. It's a big risk for me. And it's especially a risk, me going on my own.
Go on.
Kind of scary going by myself, but it's gonna be worth it. Something important for me to do my exercises. So I just decided I'm gonna try and do this on my own.
While appearing on the TV show, Antreon was slightly above 700 pounds and promised to adhere to the doctor's plan to shed some weight. Unfortunately, he had yet to achieve the targeted weight loss by the show's end, hence the disappointment. So where is Antreon from My 600 Pound Life now? Antreon Shannon gained fame after appearing on TLC's reality TV show My 600 Pound Life. He introduces himself as 36 years old and residing in Plano, Texas. Antreon grew up with his grandparents and experienced a strange childhood with an estranged father and an overworked mother. While growing up, Shannon's grandmother was more than happy to provide him with copious food to comfort him. Unfortunately, he used food as a coping mechanism to battle his pain and added weight over the years. His introduction, like others appearing on the show, is quite touching. Shannon talks about his struggle with his weight and states that he takes numerous medications to keep himself alive. On top of this, Antreon suffers from congestive heart failure and diabetes. Antreon's wife, Musa Dube, is interested in starting a family, but she needs him to lose weight first so he can be involved. Before appearing on the TV show, Antreon was rejected by numerous doctors who informed him that they could not do anything for him. He was also told that he would be lucky to reach 40 because of his weight, heart, and other health complications. Antreon cannot stand for more than 5 minutes and has complications performing basic activities like bathing and clothing. From Antreon's first meeting with the doctor on the reality TV show, it is clear that he is interested in losing weight. He is open, even though he does not know what steps he is required to take to lose weight. On the other hand, although his wife supports and believes in him, she is skeptical about his commitment, considering he has never committed to any changes before, despite talking about it numerous times.
It was a little easier this time.
All right, good. You lost some weight?
I don't know.
Well, what's the issue with you? You keep overeating. Still not good.
I know, and I'm gonna do better.
Well, what did you change last time?
From him,
Mm-hmm.
and he gives in and gives it to me.
But how are we going to change? But you're still not going to be able to move ahead and do anything for her that will make any long-term. You're not going to survive.
That's what I'm scared of.
Well, that should lead you.
Initially, the health practitioner believes that Auntrian does not commit to a weight loss regimen, but Auntrian perseveres and goes for exercise, therapy, and different preventive measures. By the episode's conclusion, Auntrian had added 15 pounds over 2 months instead of losing weight. It was one of the most disappointing ends of the TV show, whose entire purpose is to show how much one can lose if one shows commitment. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.